In response to a question, I find myself pretty revved up and thinking so I won't feel. I find I'm having trouble calming my body and focusing. When I asked her what she's doing that is helpful, she said she's doing a lot of stabilizing yoga practices. She's doing relaxations as well, although it's hard to find time with everything that's going on right now, and that she's a bit surprised to see how strong that tendency is in her mind. She said she doesn't have a lot of fear for herself, but she does for an older relative. So that's such a common thing that we do, isn't it? That we think about things so that we don't have to feel. And so I think it's helpful just to know that and to acknowledge that, and also to acknowledge that everybody has more fear right now. And it's complicated. It might be fear for someone we care about, it might be for ourselves. Certainly, just the compassion that we might have for everybody right now. There's so much fear, and some people are dying, and lots of people have said, okay, I'm not going to go on that vacation that I've saved up for all year, or I don't know what I'm going to do with my kids for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. How am I going to pay the bills? There's a lot of fear in the air right now. And there's just no certainty about what's going to happen. So when that's going on, the mind is going to do this. We're going to have more tension in the body. We're going to have more catastrophic thoughts. That's just kind of how it works. So I think it's good to notice that. She said she's also gone more intensely into her manage, fix, and control mode as things start to unravel and with the higher level of uncertainty. Yeah, because that makes us feel safer. And so there's a real threat here, and there's an impossibility of managing other people, let alone our own mind. That's good to know intellectually, though, because we could at least not shame ourselves for trying to do that or for having that impulse. Even as we work with it, go, okay, it's not fair for me to try to control my husband right now, or it's not fair for me to be mad at the whole world because this happened. We can acknowledge that all of that is perfectly normal and as part of the fight, flight, freeze. It's not something we want to cultivate because it does make us more distressed, but it's really normal. Compassion, yeah, absolutely. And patience for ourselves. We have a primitive brain, we have a survival system, and those get activated when there's fear. And then how are we going to work with that? I think not shaming ourselves for how we're handling things is one of the most important things. Because when we shame ourselves, we really go into shutdown. And our brain is already kind of struggling. There's a lot of information to take in, there's a lot of decisions to be made. And, we might find that we're forgetting things, our brain's not as sharp. And that's to be expected too. With a lot of fear, our brains kind of go offline or we get murky, or certainly a lot of us aren't sleeping as well. So then we're tireder. So there's a lot going on that we could be noticing and being kind with ourselves about.